Anyway, hey,
Hello. So
I
you've
I
had
have
a rough few months, huh?
you know what, losing my two boys,
Yeah.
man, they were everything to me.
Yeah.
So I can't talk about it. I'll cry.
I know.
And anyway, on top of it, it's made me to the point where I don't know what to do with the Beagle that
Right.
I. So I have a little bit of a mixture of things that are going on.
Hmm.
It's not just Charlie, but I took in another dog and I decided to keep her. And so now she's a part of that equation too, that I'm not 100% sure about. I guess I got into a easy handling with my other boys, and now I'm having to figure out how to handle a new dog.
Yeah. Well, how old is Charlie?
Charlie is between five. No, he's probably about seven now. I adopted him when he was about five, and maybe he's eight. I've had him 2 to 3 years now.
Okay. So he was around the other two for that whole time, right?
The whole time that he
Yeah.
was with me.
Okay. And
Yeah.
now he was your only dog, and then you brought this other one in.
No, not really. I always have dogs around because in the summertime, my sister's dog or my niece's dog stays with me. So it's not like he was the only dog. I also
Okay.
dachshund who's blind, but they really, I mean, they'll lay together, but they don't interact. The
Right.
blind
Right.
dog really doesn't play or anything like that.
Right.
But here's what happened. I lost Charlie was very attached to Dozer, my biggest dog. And Charlie's very timid. Every dog that gets around him wants to hump him. He's like, and he stands there and he lets every dog hump. He's just, he's like, okay, he doesn't,
Yeah.
he's very timid. And so when he was with Dozer was his security blanket. He would follow Dozer everywhere. And it was on, we used to say if Dozer stopped quickly, he'd have to be surgically removed. he was just, and sometimes if he got distracted on a smell and Dozer got away and he realized Dozer got away, he was like, oh my God, and running to chase up, to catch up to him. So it didn't matter if it was just my dog, which was Dozer, Buddy, and Charlie that were out pack walking. He was always glued to Dozer. And I
Mm.
think Dozer was his security blanket.
Right.
When Dozer died, he was lost.
Mm.
I mean, I had him out to where he ran with Dozer the day before, and I could see all he kept doing was looking for where did Dozer go because he had to follow him.
Mm.
And so I thought, well, in time he'll get over that, right? But he had the other dog, Buddy. Buddy's older. So Buddy didn't run with him and he didn't have that same bond with
Mm.
Buddy. Then when we came home, we had another dog, my niece's dog. My sister comes here. She has two dogs. So we always pack walk.
Mm-hmm.
Packs can be anywhere from 3 to 7 or 9 dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie has become totally withdrawn. There's like now there's 5 of us walking. And it's when he's on a dog pack, he stays way in the back. He won't come up to them. It's like he's afraid. And unless my sister's dog, who is a plot hound, gets to chasing the new dog that I took in, he does that hound howling when he
Mm-hmm.
chases him. Well, when Charlie hears that, it's almost like he forgets about that he's scared.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll go to chase them. And when that's over, he's back in the back again. So I'm having a real hard time with how do I treat this? I don't want to baby him. He's just very, very timid. He resists the pack. He stays in the back. If we stop, we call him up. He won't join the pack. He stays way to the back.
Is this on leash or off leash?
All off leash. We're pretty strong with off leash. Now, when he does do that, I have then leashed him up. But then he still doesn't really want to be with the pack. I'm just not sure I'm doing the right thing for him. And I don't want to be
I mean, given his age, he's middle age now. So it's not like I don't think you're going to stress him out if you put him on a leash and bring him closer to where everyone is. For no other reason other than gathering some information to see if we keep presenting him with, he has two decisions. He can be on the leash and join the pack, or he can be on the leash and join the pack. Okay. Right. So I hate to use the word force, but we're putting him on the leash, keeps him closer to everyone to see if he'll ultimately start making some progress, because when he's off leash, he's making the choice to stay away. Right. Mm-hmm. So, which, that may be what he wants. And if that's what he wants, that's not what you want. So if we want to get what you want, we have to force the issue and put him on a leash to bring him closer to everyone, to see if the repetition of that will help him break through a little bit so he feels more comfortable and confident around new dogs without his safety blanket dozer in the picture.
Yeah. See, that's what it is now. And then I was thinking, well, am I babying him? Like I have been finding myself do that a little bit.
Yeah. Now keep in mind, if you're babying him and he's anxious, you're potentially validating his anxiety.
Yeah, I know. I keep trying to tell myself that. And he is an anxious dog anyway. He is the kind of dog that's afraid of thunder and
right. And this is where, like, I have not just me, but I think it's a generational thing. My generation of trainers, we cannot understand what these young new trainers are doing. Like, they refuse to expose dogs to stress. And what you have is dogs that are incapable of dealing with stress because they're never exposed to new social situations that they might feel uneasy about. Now I know you have a good relationship with Charlie. I know he trusts you, right? So us putting him on a leash and forcing him to be with the pack is not going to be detrimental to Charlie, right? Okay. Number one, it's short-term and temporary for the purpose of observing and gathering more information, right? And number two, to see if he will ultimately overcome his anxiety and maybe not be a social butterfly with the group of dogs you're walking, but at least be more part of, and his body language will be softer and more relaxed, and he'll, for lack of a better word, enjoy the walks a little more, as opposed to just kind of coming along for the ride. You know what I mean?
We're constantly having to call him. If I add to that, over and above the pack walks, now what I have is when I go to take them out, like we stay in the motorhome at the shore. So when we're in the motorhome and I go to take him out, the other dogs go out and he stands in the doorway. Like, I'm not coming. I don't want to be there. I don't want to be with them. And so I'm struggling even with him, who was very good with the come command and the listening.
But was he, or was he just following Dozer?
That's a good point.
Was he ever reliable without Dozer in the picture?
I never had him without Dozer. It's the truth. So
right. So you don't know.
Yeah.
Right. So you may need to leash him. Get his ass outside. He's 7. He's not 7 months where he's a puppy and we have to be sensitive to his emotional development. I mean, he's a 7-8-year-old Beagle. Like, that's a hardy dog, right? Your relationship is solid and sound and built on trust. It's okay to push him a little bit.
All right, good. Yep. That was clear, that if I tried to push him, would I be making a mistake by doing that?
Right. And now let's put things in his mind, right? So he feels anxious. He makes a decision to stay away from whatever's. We're literally talking about going outside, right?
Really?
Right. So he's making a decision to stay away from that terrible place outside, which is causing him so much fear and anxiety. And you are potentially trying to talk him through it, maybe sweet talk him, right? So Charlie doesn't go outside and gets love. Let's get Charlie's ass outside and give him love and see if we could shift his behavior.
I gotcha.
Right. So now, oh shit, I'm anxious. Let me stay in here because I know mommy's going to love on me and I'm going to get all sorts of good stuff.
Okay.
Let's change that to, oh my God, if I go outside, I take a leak, I'm going to get all sorts of good stuff. That's all we're doing. Right. And again, if he was like 5 months old, a puppy, would I be doing, you know me, I try to be it's an individual dog thing. I try to do what's best for the individual dog. This is not a puppy where we're going to, you know, force him through his anxiety to the detriment of his emotional development. It's just not going to happen. We're going to let him know that from a conditioning standpoint, when you keep going outside, you get a lot of good shit out there.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Right.
But the repetition of that.
Okay. All right. I'm good. That makes me feel a lot better because this whole time I've been like, oh my God, you know, struggling to get him to go. And then when I do go ahead and ultimately, if I want to get him to go potty at the end of the night, I do leash him up because he's starting to be more resistant. And then when I leash him up, it's like, I'm not going. I don't care. You've got me leashed up, but damn it, I'm not going. And so I'm walking him, and he's like refusing to, it's like he just wants to go back. So he just almost has an attitude. And then I bring the other dog back in and I take him out and I walk him again by himself in order for him to even go to the bathroom. So that's been another part of the problem and how I've been handling it. Is that a mistake?
No, because he's got to go to the bathroom and you want to go to bed.
But like allowing him to dictate that it's going to be just him on the walk in order for him to do what he needs to do.
It's the catch-22 because yes, you have a point on one side, but on the other side, we need to get him going outside more efficiently. You know, so I mean, you could. Is the other dog off leash and he's on leash?
Yeah, the other dog is typically off leash. Yeah.
Maybe put them both on leash. See how that goes. Get Dozer out the door, close the door, unhook the leash, let them both off leash, play around with it, see what formula might work. The main thing is if he's putting the brakes on to even go outside, that we need to break first.
I gotcha. Okay.
Because I mean, it's a pain in the ass if you have to walk them separately, but we need to get over that resistance hurdle of going outside primarily.
And then I thought, well, maybe some of it is sometimes when I'm out, my sister will be out with her dogs and the younger dog does a lot of playing with the new dog that I got. So them wrestling and playing, that just adds to his anxiety. So should I be removing him from that situation or no?
What does he do?
What's that?
What does he do how he exhibits his?
Totally away. He's like, and then of course, if the door's open, he'll want to go in. But usually he avoids it. The avoidance is, I mean, no matter what we do, his situation is he's avoiding it. He doesn't want to be with the pack. He's avoiding the pack. If they're out together, whether they're leashed, they're not leashed, it's almost like he's just doesn't want to be a part of anything.
You know, excited play, I almost will give him a pass for now because, I mean, he can't even walk with them. How can he possibly cope with escalated play?
Right. Okay.
Right. That's a lot of energy for him to handle. Let's get him walking see how he does there first. And I mean, him being away from everyone, is it bothering you more than he's actually bothered by it?
No, well, yes. Is it bothering me more than him? You're right. It probably is. Yeah.
I mean, you want more for him.
Right.
So you feel bad.
He's lost his security. I will note that he will sometimes, like my husband and I will go together and he'll stay back with my husband. And if the dogs run to him, he'll like go under my head, like he did with Dozer. Mm-hmm. It was like Dozer was his protector. Yeah. Now he's transitioned that to either me, myself, or my husband.
Right.
And so if he's looking for us to protect him, am I putting him in situations with these dogs that are now going to make him a freaky old dog, a nutty dog?
So, I mean, because he's middle-aged, that anxiety isn't going away anytime soon, right? What we can do is we can pick and choose what situations we need to make progress and start there, right? And our hope is that some of his general anxiety, he starts to overcome it with, getting him up with the pack when we're walking, getting him out the door more reliably, going to the bathroom at night more reliably without having to cater to his anxiety, right? Those are like the throbbing thumbs that we need to address, right? Like our pinky hurts, but we just slammed our thumb with a hammer, right? So we gotta address the thumb, and then we can address the pinky. Right. So let's get the glare, because the glaring things, the pack walk, going outside, that kind of stuff, that's your everyday life.
It is. And
so,
he's got me, I'm almost as anxious as he is, right? I said to my husband, I'm just afraid I'm going to make a crazy dog out of him by pushing it. But if I can't have him pack walking, I mean, we go hiking, and I mean, and what do I do with him? Just leave him home? I can't do that. So
just leash him. That's it. That's your solution for now. And remember, the general rule of thumb is you want to ignore unwanted states of mind or behavior. So if he's anxious or doing something inappropriate, like jumping on you or something, which it doesn't sound like he does, but let's just use if he's exhibiting anxiety, we certainly don't want to acknowledge that through sweet talking or trying to calm him down through affection and love. We want to ignore it. And when he overcomes his anxiety even a little bit, then we want to reward that. So I call it ignore crazy, reward calm.
Okay. I remember saying that to someone else, and I did think about that one of the days, to try to ignore that part of him and see where it took me. One other thing. And
can I just interject? So,
yeah,
just about ignoring, right? Ignoring in the general sense means no looking, no eye contact, nothing. Okay. Ignoring also means, let's say you're leashing him up and he puts the brakes on. You ignore that resistance and walk right through it. Literally, you're in a motorhome. You have 3 steps. You could pull him down the steps. He's not going to get hurt. So ignoring is also ignoring his resistance, because if he puts the brakes on and you stop, what did you teach him?
That it works.
Put the right.
Those brakes on. Right?
And when a dog finds out that something works, they're gonna do it the next time.
Of course, right? They're pretty smart that way, aren't
exactly.
they? Okay, I got you. So I can do that.
Yes. So here's the thing. This is going to sound goofy, right? Don't take his shit. Even though he's anxious and we feel bad, don't take his shit, and love the hell out of him on the other side of it.
I got you.
That's all. We're just shifting when he's getting his rewards. That's all we're doing, really.
Do you think that all of this really did start just because my other dog is gone? No,
I think it was there all the time, but Dozer was a Band-Aid.
Got you. Right. And it's something that didn't show up, obviously, to me.
It did. You just told me all about how he used to act around Dozer and hiding under him, and it was never a problem because Dozer had it under control.
Dozer's like, all right, if you're coming, come. If not, what the hell? I got you. Okay, what do I do? And this is going to help me too with another dog that's in foster with an adopter's dog.